For today's vlog, I wanted to talk a little bit about my house hunting experience. So obviously I announced the other day that I am moving back to Traverse City this summer and I am building a house, but I wanted to talk about how that whole thing kind of happened because building a house was definitely not the way that I originally wanted to go. It was actually the last thing I wanted to do. My parents had been encouraging me to do that for a while because they know how picky I am, and every house that I was looking at was not meeting my criteria and had too many things wrong with it. But there were all these reasons why I didn't want to mess with building a new one and starting from scratch. And basically, just a little background, I have been interested in, purchasing my own home since I graduated from college, which was, let's see, I graduated in pharmacy school in 2012. I looked at condos that summer. The following summer, I looked at single family homes, and both times it just didn't work out. I wasn't ready financially or emotionally. I just wasn't ready for the commitment. The summer after that, I didn't look at houses because that was when I moved to Grand Rapids. That was last summer. But shortly after I moved to Grand Rapids, I started getting fed up with my limited space in my apartment. My current apartment is like 728 square feet or something like that. But I'm seriously busting at the seams here. I have like coats and shoes and all kinds of stuff hanging off of all of my different closet doors, and I have storage down in the basement, and it's just driving me crazy having all my stuff all spread out, and I just feel like it's really cluttered. I don't have a place to like put my table. I don't know, actually you can see it. So that's my kitchen right there, and then my table is just like crammed in that corner, and it's not even like I don't even ever use it because it's all squished, and like literally my TV is right next to it. So yeah, so anyway, as you can see, there's not very much space here. So, and it's hard when I have people over. Like I had people over last month. I had like 6 or 7 people here, and literally people were sitting on the floor, like gathered around this little coffee table because there's nowhere to sit and there's, nowhere to spread out. And anyway, so that's what really got me thinking about getting a house more recently. So that being said, I decided that I did not want to purchase a place down here in Grand Rapids because, first of all, I'm single, so I don't have like any, guys around to help me with stuff around the house. So my dad kind of takes on that role, and he's lived here. He lives in Traverse City. So I was like, who's gonna, help me if I need help with stuff? And not to mention that I really need my parents for moral support for this kind of thing. So that was a big decision. Why I decided to move back home was because I want to get a house and I don't want to buy one so far away. I quickly learned after living here that it has been a lot more difficult for me than I thought being away from all my family and friends. So that's the main reason why I'm moving back. And then obviously I miss Traverse City because it's Traverse City and it's awesome. So that kind of started the whole moving back / house hunting process. So my mom and I started going to open houses back in October, I think, which is crazy because I only moved here in July. So like 3 months after I moved, I was looking at houses back in Traverse City where I moved from, but whatever. It's just how I am, I guess. So we started going to open houses, looked at a ton of them, but I wasn't really serious because I knew that I wouldn't be able to move back until this coming July, and that's obviously way too soon to purchase a place. But I just started getting ideas and really learning what I wanted. Then when I got the official okay that I would be moving back, that was in, I think, December. So kind of December is when I started seriously looking. But again, it was so early that I couldn't really make any offers on places because I wasn't going to be moving back for 7 more months. And I obviously cannot afford to pay rent and a mortgage. So, I kept looking. Late January, I looked at a house that was new construction by this custom home company in Traverse City, And I had told them that I was looking for a spec house that was being built already, that was still early enough that I could customize, early enough in the stages of being built that I could customize it. And they didn't have anything like that. Everything was too far along. It was mostly finished. But what they did offer me was a house that was pretty much done, that they wanted to use as their parade home, which the parade of homes is in June. And they told me that if I put down like an earnest deposit and we entered a purchase agreement, that they would hold it for me and use it as a parade home, and then I could close on it after the parade of homes, which would work out absolutely perfectly. So, I jumped on that, and my realtor wrote up a purchase agreement. There were some upgrades that I wanted. So we put all that in there, made an offer, and I was pumped. I could not wait. A couple days later, we hear back, and they, for some reason, changed their minds and decided that they did not want to hold it that long because apparently they didn't think the whole thing through. And obviously, they are not smart business people because they didn't calculate how much it would cost them to actually hold it and keep it off the market for me, which was really, really disappointing. I was really upset because I thought that was going to be my house and I thought that the search was over, and I was really happy. I definitely cried for a couple days after that. It sucked, but life goes on. So so my realtor, who by the way is one of my best friends, her name is Amanda Weeks. If any of you are looking for a realtor in Traverse City, she's awesome. But she lined up some more houses, went and looked at them. I probably looked at, I don't know, like maybe 15 houses altogether with her, and my mom and I had probably gone to like 30 open houses. So by that point, I definitely seen a lot of houses, and I'm just so picky that none of them were, I didn't feel like any of them were the one. So the meantime, this is when my parents are like telling me that I really need to consider building because I'm never going to find what I want and blah, blah, blah. But the reasons that I didn't want to do that are, one, I did not want to buy land. It just seemed like a lot of work. I didn't want to do that. And two, I did not want to take out a construction loan because usually you have to have 20% down. And I did not have that. And it just, again, seemed like a lot of work. And three, I did not want to hire an architect, and because that was more money. And I really did not care as much about the layout and the design of the house as I did picking out all the finishes and picking out the colors and the siding and all that kind of stuff. So I just didn't want to deal with all that. So fast forward a couple weeks, I end up going to this home expo in Traverse City with my mom that we had heard about. And we're walking around looking at all these booths, and I see a picture of one of the houses that I had looked at that I liked a lot. I didn't like any of the finishes or anything in it, but I really liked the layout and the quality of everything that the builder had used. So I see a picture of it at one of the booths, and I stopped by, and the guy running the booth told me that he had built that house. And I said, "Oh, congratulations, it's a really great house." And he ended up showing me, when he kind of realized that I wasn't interested in that one because I was more interested in customizing my own place, he pulls out these blueprints and told me that he owned the lot that was 2 lots down from that current one that was for sale, and he already had these plans to build another house in this other lot, and it hadn't even been started yet. And he told me that he finances like the construction loan, and he already owned the lot and all that, and that if I wanted to, I put my down payment down up front, that house could be mine, and I would get to pick everything out in it, and basically it would be the answer to my prayers. So my jaw just kind of dropped because I was not expecting to hear that. And that afternoon, my realtor had lined up more houses for us to look at, and the whole time we were looking at them, all I could think about was that offer and that house, and it just seemed like the right way to go. It just seemed absolutely perfect. Not to mention that the timing would work out great because it's not even going to be done until probably like September or October because it hasn't been started yet, and which would give me plenty of time to move back and get settled and then get into my house and save up some more money for closing. So I told my realtor about it, and a couple weeks later, I was under contract, and now I'm just playing the waiting game and waiting for him to start it, and looking forward to picking out everything in the house and making it exactly the way I want. So the whole thing has been pretty stressful, a lot more stressful than I thought. It's been very emotional. I've had quite a few breakdowns, just mostly because of how much money it is. I've just never spent this much money on anything before, not to mention something that doesn't exist yet because it hasn't been built. So it's just been pretty stressful, and I've never done this before, so it's a big deal for me. But I'm happy with the way that things have worked out so far. I can't wait to start seeing the progress, and I'll definitely share some updates as things move along. But that's kind of my house hunting story so far. And so I wanted to share. Obviously, I don't have pictures of my house because it's not built yet, but I wanted to share a couple photos of the other house, the spec house that he built, the one that's 2 doors down, because the layout is going to be exactly the same. So the things that are going to also stay the same are the floors. So the floors that you'll see in these pictures I'm keeping those exact same floors, and then the fireplace, and then some of the finishes, but I'm changing pretty much everything in the kitchen, all the colors. I'm changing the paint color, a lot of the finishes, like the doorknobs and all that kind of stuff. So that'll all be different, but this will give you a little bit of an idea of what it's going to look like. So, and then I will also put the first picture that you'll see is an image from the blueprint of what the outside of the house is going to see that, and then some pictures of the spec house. So here we go. So now you kind of have an idea of what my house is going to look like. I saw the picture or the drawing of the outside, and then kind of the living room, kitchen, bathrooms. That's pretty much all there is to it. It's only a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, but if you guys liked those pictures and you're in the Traverse City area, that house is still for sale. So if you're interested, or you know someone who's interested, please get in touch with me. I'd be happy to give you more information because it's a really great house, as you can see from the pictures. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.